Yo, sorry about that. I had a full system crash. Everything went down and then I couldn't restart it. I was getting recovery screens. Don't know what's going on. Fingers crossed that's the end of it. Anyway, back to it. So, where were we? If anyone's still in the room, who knows. But I am boss rushing Elden Ring to practice the speedrun strats using a save manager. The overall goal is to do Elden Ring in less than an hour. It's a very bold goal because that put me in like the top 20 in the world. And for anyone who's seen any of my previous streams, I am not that good. So really what I'm trying to say is I haven't done it for about 2 months. I was on a good run, I had some surgery, I was a lot of time at home, I was practicing a lot, and I got to a point where I was practicing runs. I never completed a run, but all the strats were locked in, all the scripts I knew what to do, but I just never had a run where everything was put together. Then I put it down for 3 months and I haven't picked it up since. So now my fingers don't know what they're doing, my brain doesn't know what it's doing, so I'm trying to get back into it. So the best way I think, or the best way to start, is I've got a save state for every single boss in the game. So I'm just going to cycle through the bosses, practicing them until I feel like the boss strats are back in my muscle memory. Then we can start to worry about runs and transitions and skips, because there's a lot more to the speedrun than just the bosses. But those are really good standalone set pieces to practice. So my little rule to myself was 2 to make it true, so I have to beat the boss twice in a row using the strat before I move on to the next boss. And that does not mean I'm back to where I was before, but that just keeps it interesting for me and for you, because I'll be doing, hopefully, not be on the same boss for hours. And that's it. So we just beat Godric. We are now moving on to Godfrey, who is a pain in the arse. I could barely even remember the strat, so... So, okay, it's still in the fingers, it's not quite in the brain, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 R1s into a skill. Yeah, that's what I think it is. 8 R1s into a skill, then you riposte. That should then stagger when you hit the skill. Sorry, I think this is... don't know if you have to reset this one, but I will. No bots yet as well, so if there are any real humans in the stream, say hello in the chat. That's a big if. But we were doing alright before. I think when I was streaming consistently, we got quite a few followers. So hopefully I'm equally as entertaining. So, yeah, I thought, let me talk through what just happened. I thought it was 8 R1s, skill, full skill, and you would still have time for the riposte, and that would pretty much end the fight. But I'm not sure that's correct. We'll try again. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, yeah, see? And then it will be done now. Okay. Well. Yeah, it is that. Cool. Alright, happy with that. So 8 R1s. I'm pretty sure there's an R2 strat where if you do just like 4 R2s, it's the same to replace 8 R1s, which might be quicker. Also, there's an opening he can do where he jumps at you and then you can do a full skill and that changes it. I think that then drops it to 4 R1s if you hit the full skill. Let's see. Three, four, five, six. Let's get out of this corner, man. See, this is throwing it all out of whack because the stagger meter's reset. This is just a freestyle now. I'm having it. Still 2 in a row, isn't it? Is it? Was that 2 in a row? I think it bloody was. And that was a lot of freestyle. Alright, what's next? So, okay, here we go. Yeah, let's move on, because this one might take a while. So, Morgit. Morgit? Bloody hell. I am out of practice. This one is hard. This, I would say, I think the hardest bosses in the run for me are Radahn, Fire Giant, Morgott, and Radabeast. Because obviously that's kind of a dual boss fight, and they're very different. Radabeast specifically is, Elden Beast specifically, the strat is very tight. But anyway, Morgott, the thing with Elden Beast is like, yes, you're never going to get a world record, but if you fail, you can just start again and start again and start again. Whereas Morgott, the amount of runs where I've managed to get all the way to Morgott, which is roughly 2/3 of the way there, maybe not 2/3, maybe just over half, and 1 death and it's dead, because then you won't have enough, again, blood grease. And he's got many different openings. I can't remember exactly. There's about 5 different openings that he does. And depending on what he does determines what you're going to do before it turns into a little bit of a script. But there's so many variables. Some of them are easier than others to do. I've already fucked it. Yeah. This is going to be a tough one. Even when I was more in form, shall we say, I was rubbish at this fight. So that'll tell you kind of where we're at with it. Let me turn the gain up a bit on that. There we go. See a bit more of my face now. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of variables with this one. Hold on, that's right in my eye line now. How's that? Can you hear me? Is that all right? It's kind of out my eye line now. But that, is that? Yeah, that's probably like there. Yeah, let's go with that. I bet it's, yeah, obviously, idiot. Okay, we're going. Apparently we're going. Right, let's do it. This is a tough one. So that's probably the easiest opening when he does the weird cartwheel thing. That's the easiest script to know. But you saw at the end there, basically, the script that I learned does not involve this ending. I've had to kind of adapt one that I learned because it wasn't working for me. And it means I have to avoid those rot pools on the floor. And honestly, if I avoid those rock pools, that is scripted, but it's difficult, man, especially when the adrenaline's pumping. That was seconds away from good. So basically, I'll talk you through this strat. Clipped a little bit there, so let me turn the gain down. When he goes to lifts his arm in the air, and he goes to, and all the gold and swords come up. Holy swords, I assume they are. Oh, I could just put that. There we go. Yeah, that's all right. When all the holy swords go up in the air. Did I already load it in? Yeah, I definitely did. You then need to stagger him and riposte him, and then after that riposte, it's scripted, providing I can avoid the pools. But sometimes to get the riposte in, to get the stagger in before the swords come down, can be tight. But that was alright because that was a different opening, and I made it a decent way into the fight. Same one again. Yeah, so that's one of the openings that is difficult. You know what I should do here to make this whole thing a bit easier is if I put cheat engine on, I can make it so I can't die. Now, obviously, there'd be no point in doing that for practice. But what it does mean is I can just quit out and then restart without having to wait for the game to load me back to the bonfire every time I die. And you lose the death scene, the death cutscene animation, so not cutscene, animation. So I might do that just to speed up if I do end up having to do this a shitload of times. You can see this is quite a common one. That's annoyingly just practice, that one right there, because I can avoid that. I just panicked in the moment and I kind of baited it. I knew that was what was coming. Yeah, let me quickly put cheat engine on. Right, I've put the no death script on. So what that means is his blow won't kill me, but I will just quit out the minute I knew I'd be dead, if that makes sense. Just means I can quit out, load back in the save and be back outside the fog without waiting for all the animations. See, that would have killed me, you see, so now I can just do this. Load back in. And then I'm right back out the fog. Didn't have to wait for me to die. Didn't have to wait to spawn in at the bonfire, then quit out again. So that was a different opening again. That's another one. Another difficult one. Cool. So let's fill you in on a bit more of this. So there are, I can't remember, I think about 6 different openings. The last 2 we just had are the 2 hardest. That's just me trying to frantically justify the message that I'm not absolute dog shit at this game. So I got that one again, and this is genuinely just a practice thing, because there are all the openings, all the different openings I have done and can do, or could do, shall I say? Let me rephrase that. Yes, some are easier than others, but I could do the hard ones, but now, because I'm out of practice, I'm panicking and not, like, I don't have a clear head. I need to just not think and have a clear head. I don't know why I kept playing then, because I think I died earlier. Well, I do know. it was because he moved into a different bit of the fight, a different bit of choreography that I thought would be an opportunity to practice. Failed at that as well, so... It's definitely not there, is it, in my muscle memory as it stands. Okay, this is a different one. Oh no, not dead. Now I am. Okay, trying to stay not frustrated. Because it is all practice. But I don't feel close at the minute. That wasn't... yeah. That wasn't badly played. I kind of was in control there. I just made a mistake, whereas I did feel in control. Some of the time I just feel not at all in control, so... Okay. Okay, that is one, because I've still got health, look. Wasn't super clean. And it also was the easiest opening, so that was the cartwheel, the one that I nearly did before but didn't. Right, we've got the hardest opening now, so... I thought I had it then. If the second half of the skill had gone off, then I think I would have had it. Which is good, because that was the hardest opening. Well, I say hardest, one of the hardest, there's two. was wrong in so many ways. Oh, dear me. There was some promise in that, that's why I kept going, but it was just mistake after mistake. It's rare. Yeah, that was... Oh, I had to go off script then. That was all impro. And it wasn't too bad. I nearly had him. I thought that charged R2 would stagger him. If that charged R2 had staggered him, that would have been... I would have done it. Well, I would have got to the scripted part, put it that way. We got one. Wonder if I charged R2 at the end there. See, that was another opening that it's usually quite common, but we haven't had it really at all this time. That branches into two, but it's touch wood. See, it's now twice in a row. That's annoying because that was when oh hey, sorry, I don't know if that chat just came through, but hello. Somehow I don't necessarily believe you're genuine, Barbie, because this is my first stream in like 3 months, so I'm not sure how much you've been vibing with me lately. But welcome anyway. Alright, there we go. So I still think 3R1s at the end is the way. But that's good. We are getting there. I think the thing is, are we getting there, or are we just getting more preferable RNG? Because we've had 2 of those knife starters, or 3 in a row. Right, well, anyway. You know what? That is frustrating because that was the easy opener. That was the easy opener on the second after a win. So you cannot ask for better RNG than that. And we effed it up. Which shows you why you need to practice. Well, did you see that? I went to quit, then I realised I wasn't dead, and then I was out of my depth because I've never had to do phase 2 before, so I don't know how to dodge those attacks. This is the thing, being a speedrunner does not make you a good player. And this is the thing, I really enjoy like all those randomizers and randomizer races and bingos that you see, but I only know the very specific bit of the game that I play. Yeah, that was annoying. Obviously died loads and it wouldn't have counted, but I was kind of just wanted to go with the flow a little bit there. To get used to the move set, try and practice just playing normally. Alright, there we go. And that was an impro one as well. Progress. That wasn't even one of the open. Well, it was an opening I don't know very well. So most of that fight was improv. So basically, I'm trying to bait him into a pattern that I do know how to play. Is what I'm trying to do when that happens. Right, cool. Wow, that is enough to make you go a bit crazy, isn't it? I got the easiest opening again after a win, and I fucked it up. Why? That is... Oh, that's frustrating. What went wrong there? I need to do a little lessons learned. Didn't get the riposte. Pretend that one never happened. I'll be annoyed if that one had come after a win. Can you imagine? You're all excited because you might be able to move on and then that happens. Right, here we go again. Wow, that was a win. Goes down as a win. It was messy, but it goes down as a win. Come on. Sick. All right. Come on, RNGesus. All right. Hold your breath. Come on. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, sick. Right, I am going to have a little pause, go for a quick wee. 2 and it's true. I mean, obviously, that's far from perfect, but we'll move on nonetheless. The aim is to try and do all the bosses twice before the end of the stream. So anyway, be right back. Yo. Hello, test, test. Oh, you can hear me now. And I'm big. Anyway, let's go back to it. Where were we? Okay, we were about to move on to what's after Morgoth. I think it's. Oh goodness me! Does Morgoth go straight? I think Morgoth goes straight into Fire Giant. You know. If Morgoth goes straight into Fire Giant, I'm pretty sure it does. So you beat Morgoth, then you go down all the Frozen Wilds, da 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 da, skip up there. Yeah, it is. Alright, well then we're going to be here for a while as well. Hold on, let me move this out of the way so it's not in my view as much. Pardon me, sorry about that. Alright, this one is going to be tough. Did I get so scared I just quit game, instantly just quit the game. 1 sec. It's now weirdly quiet, isn't it? Is that going? Is that... We're going? Thinking about it. Sorry, team. There we go. Oh. Yeah, it always does that. It starts super, super loud. Yep, so this is the another one of the kind of, or is it the last one? Well, it's certainly one of the hard stops in the game. I.e., if you don't get it first time, it's pretty much over for you. So this is not only is it hard stop, I might go so far as to say this is the hardest script in the game. It's this is certainly the one that I had to practice the most, and the thing that made it the most difficult is I felt like, hold on, it's very, very hard to describe. Basically, I was kind of, the strat has got no margin for error. That's the first thing. And when I say no margin for error, I mean no margin for error. There's basically like, well, I'm just about to say that and then say the opposite, but there's like, it's minute details and you can make like one mistake if you're lucky. And basically I thought I was doing this strat So firstly, I was practicing for absolutely ages to even pull it off. But then when I was pulling it off, it wasn't having the same... It wasn't behaving the same way it was behaving for other speedrunners. And I couldn't figure out why. And basically what I learned... So that's the strat, alright? And that is like almost frame perfect. And he's supposed to stagger then, right? And I couldn't for ages realise why is he not staggering, because I can't complete the rest of the strat if he doesn't stagger. And basically, there's a weak point on his ankle that if you hit, you do like 3 times the damage. But I cannot, like, I don't understand really where the hitbox is for that weak spot. It's on his heel. But sometimes I feel like I just miss it. And if you get that chip damage, or not like the full damage, so here for example, see that was chip damage, so now the strat won't work. Cool, so I got chip damage once, and you can get chip damage once, so that's what I mean when there's one mistake you can make and you'll still get the stagger. What I didn't do is I didn't drink my flask, so I ran out of MP or mana or whatever it's called, and that meant that the strat broke down. But I got the first half is up to that stagger, so that's what we want to go. And also to add to all that, there's like 6 different openings you can do. Okay, so far we're all good. So that was a chip. Yeah. So I got the chip damage on that, which that was 1 chip, so it could have been fine. But then I ran out of stamina. So its stamina management is absolutely... Oh, I died. Oh yeah, that's because did I have that crash after it? Let me try, I'm just going to put cheat engine on again. It's for the same reason as last time. It's not to cheat in the run, it's just to speed up the practice. Because rather than what just happened where I have the death animation and everything else, and then respawn at the bonfire, bloody hell. Now, the openings, I am slightly better at some rather than others, but effectively it's the same. It's Oh, did it? That's just, I think, if I try and load the save in too quick before it's done, before it's saved. Right, I'm happy with that. 2 to make it true, gang. I only carried on then because we were on a win. Because the strat went out the window. But anyway, that's another thing that I need to practice at some point, and it might just come with general overall practice, is like backup plans. So like when the script doesn't work, can I complete the fight? Because at the minute, that answer is no to most. Went a bit too close to his hot hand, didn't I? Ah, dear me. Oh well, at least I'm getting that beginning part of the strat somewhat consistent. I've lost the plot. I've lost the plot, mate. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All right, come on. We can do this. We've got this. So you did a different opening then. It threw me off. Same opening again. See, I missed a riposte then, so it's basically impossible from here. Uh, 3 times in a row. And it's the same thing. That's stressful, man. Okay, back to a different order. I can jump now, which I do like. Yep. This is an example of a fight that it would be very good if I knew how to actually beat him without just following the script on it completely. Because if the script fails, 90% chance, 99% chance that the attempt will fail. So now I'm stuck on the wrong side of his head. Like that, that was perfect. And then after the L2, I was just on the wrong side of his head. And that's as simple as that. Whole run over. So we apply the grease, jump off the horse, swap to this, golden vow, swap back to this, ready to whistle now. Jump out R2, full skill, missed. And that's it. Right, try again. Come on, I've still got more than an hour. Right, on the horse. When we get to the tree, we hit the blood. Swap down to blue flask. Jump off the horse at this grass. Swap to that. Golden vow. Two-hand, get ready to whistle. He's gone that way, so we go over here. Jump off R2. Missed. And that's the end of the run. I mean, I probably shouldn't give up like that. Maybe that's why I have no ability to improvise in any of these fights. But I also, the other part of it is if I don't keep practicing the script that's perfect, then I'm going to have to end up improvising every single time. You gonna jump? Yeah. How do I do that thing? I think there's a thing where you can like snip the previous 30 seconds. I don't know how it works. I don't actually know what went wrong there, by the way. Let me stop this replay buff or whatever it is. I feel like if I get through this one, there's a couple in a row that we can move a bit faster paced at, which would be nice. Because more got took a while and this one's taken a while. Jump. Oh. This is all impro as well, okay. As you can tell, you piss off. Wonder what happens if I do this then. Nice. I've done it once, haven't I? I have done it once. And that was off an impro, I think. So I haven't achieved pure script start to finish yet, have I? So, I'm not sure what I did wrong then. If I'm honest, I feel like I did the script full and he just didn't stagger when I thought he would. There's one thing I did differently, which was I missed an R1 in the first phase, but I don't see how that would make a difference. It's getting scrappy now, isn't it? This is probably one of the times when I really should just move on and come back. Because at the end of the day I need to practice every boss, and allowing the frustration to get in just makes no sense whatsoever. You know what, it's like, it's hard to explain. Like I feel like I'm making mistakes, like I'm achieving difficult things and then making stupid mistakes at easy bits, and that's what's really frustrating. If you fail at something difficult, then that's fine, isn't it? Got a little one there, so I can't miss another. Why not? Trying to think, do I feel any worse than when I wasn't practicing before? Because I feel like I've got it all back in my fingers. It's just hard. Do you know what I mean? Why am I... Honestly, it's infuriating, because if you watch other speedrunners do it, they'll fly through this like it's nothing. Like do it with one arm behind their back. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's so many perfect points you have to hit. How are they doing it? How are they doing it, chat? Bloody hellfire. Maybe I should be more frustrated visibly, and then maybe it'll get better engagement. Ah. Honestly, it's maddening. It's absolutely maddening. I'm never going to reach that. That's the other thing, is the positioning is so difficult because you're dealing with a weapon skill that throws you around. Like, it's so difficult to predict where it's going to take you. Well, you know where it's going to take you, but as in it's the angle of which you perform the thing will send you in one direction. If the angle's not perfect, you're going in the wrong direction for the follow-up. See, oh, that is frustrating, man. So, I knew I was dead anyway. I knew I was dead anyway. It's so hard for me to commentate and play, but basically there's a section in the middle that requires a really quick R1 into a charged. The less said about that, the better. What did I say about commentating as well as... Basically, there's a section where you hit an R1 and then straight into a charged R2. And I'm sure I read that if you get all of the sweet spots, like every single one, you can afford to miss that R1. That's the only thing that I did that different, because I hit every sweet spot. So I don't even know what happened there. I don't understand how that didn't break the ankle. So the first two, the second shot should break the ankle and stagger him. So you jump in R2 off the thing. And you're going straight into a skill. Jump. So that was perfect script here. Okay, so that was perfect script. Now, obviously, to make it true, is unlikely because it took me so long to do one. But hopefully it's like London buses, eh? I'm too old to be streaming, aren't I? With jokes like that. Not jumping. See, that's a good example. Everything was perfect. But because of that, the stagger meter won't be where I need it. Nope. There you go, dead. So literally, because I missed one R1... Oh, no, did I miss an R1? I missed an R2. That meant that the stagger meter had dropped down. So by the time I got to the very end of the fight, the the skill, the second part of the skill that's supposed to stagger him, didn't stagger him. And then you get sucked into phase 2 with all this fire bullshit. See, because the script is off, again this won't work, because I'm supposed to hit him that weak point at this point. I was just having a nice little play then. Just having a nice little play to myself, forgetting I'm on stream, not really practicing anything. I'll tell you one thing though, practicing all this speedrun has really kind of taken a bit of the fun out of Elden Ring for me, not gonna lie. Jump? Nope. I'm sorry, the ankle there. Do you know what? That wasn't the worst. where I should run when that happens. Where should I go? Because I always go to that one ankle, but maybe I need to go to the other ankle. Also, what happens if I just riposte? I might try a riposte, you know, because I feel like the riposte, the reason you don't riposte is for optimal speedrun strats. But if you're already off the script, script to a T. Hi, there we go. So here we are getting better. That is the script to a T. Can we do it again? No. You gonna jump? Yeah. Touch and go this one. Missed it. That's interesting. So, it's tough, isn't it? Because basically, if I want to take advantage of the riposte, I need to be in front. If I'm in front, that's where all this fire is. But I just feel like you do no damage. The minute I'm off script, I'm doing no damage, man. Got a baby bit, so I need to hit all. It does not do anything. Well, at least we've we've tried that theory and we've ruled it out. Can I jump? Nope. Off-piste, but we did it. We hate to see it. You hate to see it. I'm not saying that opening was the reason why, but it didn't fucking help. Back to square one, eh? The goal was to try and beat every boss, but by the end of the stream, the new goal is to try and beat this fucking boss by the end of the stream. That was purely on script. So, we are getting more consistent. We got that bloody opening again. Come on! Two to make it true, Mother Hubbards. Boomtown. Sick. Well, I don't know about you, team, but I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. but I did. So what's next? Godskin, I think. Right, let me just check my phone. Right, Godskin. God. This isn't a tough one. But I've just got to fucking remember it. I had no idea what I'm doing here. So I'm basically just winging this. Well, I failed, didn't I? It's alright, this is just me dusting off the cobwebs, so I'm pretty sure Okay. I mean, this is not a difficult script. This is not a difficult script. It's a little bit finicky, but it is not a difficult script. What did I just say? Can we snip that as well? Oh, bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. So this is the script not working again. Right, that'll count. We're having it. We're having it. Why am I ending up behind him when that happens? I will move on, but I do want to have another little go at that because I've done it twice, but I'm not satisfied as to why. What? 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 I have to do this, bad boy. Sorry, gang. That launch? There we go. Oh, my back hurts on this chair, man. I need a sponsorship deal for a gaming chair. I don't know what went wrong then. Try again. I'm running out of time as well. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Right, I'm pretty sure you just running R1 and full scale. I don't know why that sometimes kills them. That's not on it. That's not on it anymore. Hmm.